Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're showing you this totally cool, completely custom wine hauler. Cole Barbieri, this is your 23? Yep. 2023 389. And you got some hardware here at the show for the Dynaflex show. Tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, bringing home some hardware. Ended up winning all the subcategories and best of show in limited miles combo. I just got this truck done beginning of the year, right around January. I put it on the road, and I built it to be a full work truck, so it's nothing too over the top, but I wanted to just do a bunch of little small details, make it look pretty simple and clean. But if you look really close, there's a bunch of little hidden stuff on there that looks clean and nice in my opinion.
Before we go through the whole deal, because I want you to walk me like front to back, and I also want to know a little bit about the wine hauling side.
Yeah.
Because it's super interesting. I mean, in my brain, I think that the winery like fills a bottle up, puts a cork in it, sends it down the road, and then here we go, like with 6,000 plus gallons of wine in a tanker. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
And I want to do that, and then talk a little bit about the build and who did all the work on this.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as the wine going goes, I got bulk wine tankers. We haul about 6,500 gallons of load. And it actually moves, I mean, every day we're moving it, and it moves a lot from manufacturing facilities to storage facilities, from storage facilities to bottling facilities. It'll go from, I mean, we'll haul even the grapes in when they're crushing the grapes during harvest. We have flatbeds we haul grapes on. Yep. And then right when it's crushed, it's juice, we haul juice. And the juice is actually, it's a little bit harder to haul because it weighs a lot more than the wine. It's still really condensed, has a lot of sugar in it, so it's heavy.
So it's heavier.
Yeah, where we haul 6,500 gallons of wine, normally juice, we can only get about 5,900 gallons at most usually.
That much, something I would have never thought about.
Yeah, and I mean, most people don't notice that. Like some people that don't even know, they'll load the trailer full and they go to weigh out and they're 86,000 pounds.
But you get a little trouble.
So yeah, you got to know where to load the truck to and stuff for juice because it gets a little tricky during harvest. But yeah, I mean, we're moving it all the time. Sometimes different wineries are buying bulk from other wineries because they're short on their crop that year, didn't have enough wine, so it's moving constantly. A lot of stuff comes out of Oregon, Washington. We bring it down here. We bring stuff from here out to New Mexico, Texas, Utah. I mean, there's a couple different, like, some people are getting into like doing like canned wines. So there's not very many facilities that are doing this, but they're canning it in like aluminum cans. They actually have like the 16-ounce pint cans with the twist off aluminum cans. They've been getting into doing that, and there's actually only one person does that right now, and they're in Utah. So we're bringing some loads out to Utah. But yeah, we're right in Sonoma County, Napa Valley, right there, right in the heart of the wine country. So that's beautiful. Right where we're at, it's very big. I can see like a lot of people that aren't from that area, they're like, home wine, like that doesn't even make sense. But
when I first saw this in Texas and then talked to you a little bit, I was like, so you fill that with wine? I mean, that's one of the cool things about the trucking industry is like, you know, you always tell everybody like if you've got it came on a truck.
Yeah.
And you know, you figure in my head, I'm like, well, it's in cases.
Yep.
On a flatbed or in a box or whatever, but no, in this case, it's in a tanker.
Yeah. No, I mean, 95% of our work we move in a tanker. We do haul it cased in a flatbed and stuff like that when it's all finished up, and we do haul the grapes and that spec of the wine as well. But yeah, 95% of our work we do is bulk wine in the tankers. And I got about 13, 14 trucks running right now on that. And,
where are you based out of?
My yard's right in Hillsburg, California, a little town just north of Santa Rosa in Sonoma County there.
Okay.
And then I'm from Ukiah, just a little bit further north of that. But yeah, pretty much right in the heart of the wine country up there.
Nice. Well, let's go over a little bit on the truck because I like things that I really like. The 379 stainless grill looks gorgeous on this thing. But yeah, tell me a little bit about what y'all did.
So yeah, like you said, it's a 2023 389 Peterbilt. Pretty much one of the last years they're going to build these things, so I wanted to get one. I wanted to build it for myself, and I wanted the whole thing to look simple from the outside and have the little details, like I said. So I also wanted that kind of old school look. So I went with the 5 cab lights. I did the 3 tight in the center, and for the show I threw the green lights on there just for fun. I put the old school 12 gauge 379 grill on there and did the double square 359 headlights, which were pretty rare. They only did them for a couple years back then, and I don't know, people are starting to do it. But
did these lights come? They didn't have the turn signal on the end of them, did they?
Yeah. So originally on the 359 they had a turn signal on the fender, which I don't know. I'm still going back and forth whether I'm gonna do that or now. For now, I have my turn signal on my mirror light. So I've been using that for now and hoping it gets by with the DOT. But hoping that lasts.
It looks sharp like it is. It's a very clean truck.
Yeah, I didn't I don't know. I wanted to do that on the fender, but I didn't want to do it and then not like it. So for now, it's staying off there.
The fender, you can't go back.
Yeah. I didn't want to have to body work it. So
then over here we got.
So make our way back. I've got the aluminum Alcoa wheels that we machine the holes out bigger on those, and they're machined just big enough to where I could still work it and still put a load on it, but they won't crack. So at least we hope they don't crack. I've been running them for 2 or 3 years now. Some other trucks and had good luck with them. So
they look great like that.
Yeah.
And I noticed y'all have done a lot of paint work on the chassis.
Yep. Actually every piece on this truck we repainted except for the cab.
Okay.
In the hood, the only reason we repainted that is just because we put the number on there, and it actually had a couple of flaws in it from the dealership. So we just went ahead and repainted the whole hood.
Is the number painted?
Yes. Number's painted.
Oh, really?
Name on the step's paint. And the name on the step was actually really hard to get on the polished stainless there.
It is painted. Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, they done a heck of a job.
But yeah, whole frame, I shaved all the bolts out of the frame on it, body worked the whole frame, sanded it down smooth, primered it, base coated it, clear coated it, re-wet sanded, buffed it all smooth.
It's all yourself?
I didn't do all this myself. All the fabrication side of that I did myself.
Okay.
And I helped with doing the prep on the paint work and that kind of stuff, but Brooks Burrell's the one that laid down all the paint, did all the buffing on that.
He did an exceptional job because the paint on the chassis looks really good.
Yeah, he's as good as it gets. But yeah, he painted the entire frame from front to back. He did all the paint work on the filler panels, painted the fuel tanks, painted the fenders, deck plates he painted, mirror brackets, air cleaners, air tanks, and I kind of tried to make everything blend together. I did the air cleaners gray to match the fuel tanks being gray, to do the air tank underneath there being gray.
Yep. One thing I liked a lot too, what you do with your mirror is your
spot mirror.
Your spot mirror stuck on there.
Yeah.
It cleans up a ton of what the truck looks like, and you still got your wide view out of it.
Yep. Yeah. No, I was kind of unsure what I was going to do at first on that, and I found those and I liked them a lot. And so far they've worked good. I still get very good vision out of them, and can still work it and make sense.
Yeah.
But if you want to open up the inside, we could check that out a little bit.
What is this thing spec'd with, this engine trans-wise?
The engine factory, it's an X15 525 with an 18-speed transmission in it.
Okay.
The engine's been tweaked since then. I've got a bunch of products from PDI. I have their intake kit, exhaust kit, also have their stage 3 compound turbo kit on there.
Yep.
And it's all tuned up. So right now it's making right about 750 horsepower, and I don't know.
Fun to drive.
Yeah, no, it runs pretty good. It pulls the hills pretty good.
You've done great with the interior too.
Yeah, it was the first truck I got with this new digital dash, and I wasn't really sure on which way to go with it because there's not a whole lot of chrome aftermarket parts out to really do much to it. So I pulled all the dash out of the truck, started painting some pieces, and kind of went from there. Painted all the air brake knobs, painted the shifter head on it. Before I put the visor on there, I got that little phrase painted in there, "Simply the best pip in the rest," which was kind of my dad's phrase back in the day. He had a sticker on his back window that said that. So
oh, really?
I wanted to put that on the inside of the visor, just kind of a cool little touch. I put the stereo in there all myself, added a bunch of speakers up in the headliner, added some speakers in the back. The speakers themselves are all amped, all JL speakers. I put two 10-inch subwoofers in that center console I built there. That's all amped, and so it's day cab, not a lot of air in there to make the stereo super loud, but it sounds about as good as you can get for a day cab.
Yeah, you don't get the luxury of like a sleeper and air to move.
Yeah, not as much air in there to move for sure, but going down the road, it's still fun to listen to and make some good noise.
It looks sharp. It really does.
Yeah, I tried to keep it kind of simple and classy in there.
And you done 7-inch exhaust?
Yep, 7-inch Dynaflex exhaust. It's got a 68-inch flat tops on it, and it stands right about 13.6, 13.8, depending on where my airbags are at. But yeah.
That's nice. I really like one thing too is what you've done with your fuel lines.
Yeah.
Going in the frame, this super clean looking.
Yep.
You don't have them going up under there and making a big mess.
Yeah, normally they're just the nylon braided lines that go underneath the frame, and they're always kind of rubbing on the fuel tank and scratching stuff up, and always hard to get the dirt out from behind them. So I drilled out the frame, put those bulkhead fittings through the frame, and tapped in the fuel lines on the backside there, and made the little polished steel braided lines to go to it. Just kind of clean up the look and make it simple.
I know you've done a lot of work with these. Clean all your brackets because they have a lot of from the factory. Those
they're
pieces,
very rough cast.
That takes a lot of time to clean all that up too.
And then these little stainless covers here, I just cut these out with a die grinder and broke them with my little brake in the shop. They're not perfect, but
they look
cleans up that cap a little bit there.
Yep.
Underneath the frame down here, I wanted to kind of close that in to keep dirt and kind of keep it easier to clean under there. So the whole bottom of it, I built the deck plate on the bottom side underneath there.
That is pretty cool. It looks really nice. Way easier to clean. You can hit it with a pressure washer and a little soap.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. Eye panel looks nice.
Yeah, I got that eye panel in there. It's actually just a 12 gauge eye panel. We painted that, put some lights in it. And then the frame lights I got down, those are all Brent's custom trucks. I also have them on my mirror there, and he builds a very nice piece. I have some mud flap weights from him, and all his stuff is top notch.
And what fenders are these?
These are actually 12 gauge aluminum fenders.
Okay.
And then the brackets, I customized them a little bit, built my brackets. I weld a blind bracket on the inside there, so you don't see any bolts anywhere on the external of these fenders, on my truck and on the trailer. I tried to hide all the bolts.
I've seen that on a couple of trucks here, and it's it's really sharp. I like that look for not having the bolts and just everything being clean. Yeah,
a little bit harder to make. I fabricated all the brackets myself and kind of custom built them to the truck, because it's never the same on all of them. Every fender comes different, or every truck, the spring hanger or something. Yeah, it's never exactly the same. So I always custom build them to each truck, and they're always fun to build, but they're a pain in the butt for sure.
So let's talk a little bit about this trailer. This is it's actually stainless. It's not an aluminum trailer.
Yep, full stainless trailer. This trailer here is actually a 2002.
Really?
And it is my dad's original trailer he pulled back in the day.
Okay.
I just redid the whole trailer, front to back. I rewired the entire thing. We repainted it. Kalivas repolished it. I built new light panels for it. I put new wheels on it, put new brakes on it, new shocks on it, new air pots on it, new fenders on it. I cut off the whole back of the trailer, redesigned the whole back of the trailer, put in my name in the back cutout. I built a whole aluminum tailplate for it that ties into the back of the fenders, that ties in with the truck really nice, kind of matches the look of the truck.
Let's show that, because that's, I mean, these things don't really wear out. I mean, these guys run trailers like this for a really long time. As long as you keep the
being stainless like this, the metal, it doesn't wear out like a trailer that's a mild steel frame or something like that, or an aluminum trailer wears out. So being stainless, we're very lucky that these trailers hold up as good as they do. And I mean, this trailer's, it's been worked for 20 years. It's got well over 1 million miles on it going down the road, and it's still, I was able to clean it up and make it look pretty much like a brand new one. So I was pretty pumped on that.
That's pretty cool. So when you done this, you just did one bend here, and that just sat down on what was, it looks like the original.
It used to have just a polished plate here, so I cut out that polished plate, and it just has two kind of frame rails that go up each side. And I was able to get this piece broken with the name lasered out in there, and I welded that all in to the frame. And then this lower bumper piece is a separate piece that bolts from the inside. Again, on that, I tried to hide all the mounting bolts so you don't see any bolts on the outside of that.
Yep.
So everything's hidden on the inside there.
Mud flap weights are cool. Those
mud
look really
flap
nice.
weights are also from Brent's custom trucks. Those are billet aluminum. He machines them out.
Yep.
And they're actually nice and thick, so they don't get all bent up like the chrome-plated steel ones you get at the chrome shop usually do.
Yeah, you can buy the cheap ones, and they look good for a little bit, but you bang them into a few curbs in the asphalt a little bit, and they don't last.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like all the lights down the side of this thing, I had to weld on new brackets on all the lights because I added a bunch of lights to it. So all the brackets are stainless brackets. I broke myself, TIG welded them on there, had to run all new wiring, all that kind of stuff. The catwalk where we stand on up there, we built that all brand new. My buddy Vinny actually built that one. I can't take any credit for that, but he TIG welded that all as stainless steel. We've got that all polished up, and it came out really nice actually. Capped the bottoms of the pipes and everything like that.
Yeah. I mean, this has got to be way better, like in terms of like upkeep polishing wise. The stainless holds up so much better than aluminum.
Oh yeah, stainless is the way to go for sure. This trailer's only ever been polished 2 times in the 20 years it's been on the road. And it
really?
Originally was polished when it was brand new, and then I just got it touched up, but it looked pretty well just as good right before I got it touched up. And it's.
You keep it parked inside?
No, it parks in a dirt yard.
Does it really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish we were paved, but our yard's just gravel yard. We got to drive through and park in the dirt every day.
So when they fill this, is it filled from the top and then you're unloading from the bottom, or?
Every time it's filled or unloaded, we always do it through the bottom right here.
Okay.
It's a 3-inch manifold right there that goes to a 4-inch when it goes in the tank. So most wineries are 2-inch pump. Some of them have a 3-inch line. So depending on what winery, it's anywhere from 15 minutes to sometimes a couple hours to get loaded or unloaded.
Yeah.
But you always got it. I'm usually up on the top with the lid open to vent it if I'm unloading, or if I'm loading, I'm up there watching it and I count it down to them to fill it all the way up.
Okay.
And we fill this thing, I mean, wine, you want 0 headspace because you don't want the oxygen in it. So we fill it up to the tits, as high as you can get it. Yep. try to get
put the cap on there to squish it out.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's as full as you could get that trailer is usually what we try to go for, which
okay.
sometimes depending on how much fuel we have or how heavy the whole truck and trailer is, you can't quite get it full, but I built this one to be as light as I could and still have some wheelbase and a lot of cool features to it.
Yep.
But
what is the wheelbase?
Wheelbase on this truck's 265.
265.
Yeah.
It has the illusion to be longer than that.
Day cab makes it look really long.
Yeah.
There's not a bunk hanging off the back to kind of shorten it up, so it does have a lot of frame length right there for sure.
And then you, so most of the trucks we always work on at the shop and everything, like our specs, we're always doing low air leaf, and I noticed you've got flex air.
Yeah, so all my trucks do flex air. I found it's just a little bit lighter than the low air leaf from the factory. That's one of the things I do to save weight is I do the flex air, I do the aluminum fifth wheel, I do drum brakes instead of disc brakes just because they're about 25 pounds an axle lighter.
Okay.
All the aluminum cross members down the frame.
I was wondering, I noticed at the front it had drum brakes, and then that's all weight related to when you did the spec.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
One, I like the look of the drum. I kind of like looking through the wheel, seeing the painted drum in there. I like the look of it. It's kind of old school, has a good look. And then also, they have less brake dust. I found the disc brakes make a lot of brake dust, although the disc brake for upkeep and maintenance, there's nothing better than the disc brakes.
They
stop
so better,
easy.
and the maintenance is quicker for sure, and the longevity of it, but you're 100% right. Wheels stay way cleaner. The
wheels stay cleaner, and I don't know. I'm driving the truck, so if I got to change brakes, I'll change the brakes just to have the little extra cool look.
Yeah. Well, man, I'm going to tell you, this is one awesome ride. I'm glad you got the trophies. It was well deserved.
Thank you
One
very
of the
much.
nicest trucks parked out here at the show this weekend for sure. And glad we got time to cover it. I've seen it several times now. We've just been going and never been able to catch up, make a video. So
yeah, no, I'm glad you guys made it out here, and very good to see you guys.
Yeah, thank you for showing us around. And guys, that's it for this video. So if you like it, leave some comments. Tell us what you think about this thing. Did you have any idea that you could take all your wine and it's in there's like a whole different thing. You could buy box wine. You can apparently buy a whole truckload of wine. So pretty neat. Make sure you follow us on all the social medias, Facebook, Instagram. What else we got? We got we're on YouTube. We got TikTok. Oh,
there you go. Yeah.
At Semi Casual Show. Go to our website, semicasualshow.com. And don't forget, we have a truck show coming up August 4th and 5th. If you'd like to drive across the country and bring this beautiful rig, we'd love to have it there.
We'll see what we can do. It's a little bit hard getting loads of wine out that far, but we'll see what we can do.
And make sure you go check that out, semicasualtruckshow.com. And otherwise, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.